Continuing on with what's possible for the Utah energy grid, let's take a deep dive into the Utah energy storage market potential. And this is looking from a US perspective at the massive amount of forecasted energy storage that's coming online out to 2026. And we can see that in 2021, we really hit a big demarcation point within the energy storage market, where it went from energy storage really being too expensive compared to its power capacity to becoming very profitable and economically viable. And in 2021, there was $5.5 billion, and that's projected to increase to 7 billion, getting up to almost 9 billion by 2026. And this information comes from the U.S. Energy Storage Monitor from Wood and Mackenzie. So there's a massive amount of capital that's beginning to flow into the energy storage market. And pulling from the NREL Storage Futures Study, which is the first comprehensive analysis of multiple different energy storage types and durations coming in the huge forecasted penetration of energy storage. What this study shows is that there's a five-fold increase from today's total, and that this different type of energy generation is a really clear innovation point. Up until now, it's really been based in lithium ion energy storage, and that is pretty limited to 2 to 4 hour of duration. And what we now have coming online is 6, 8, 10, and 12-hour energy storage innovation capacity. And so as we bring in energy storage, it's important to recognize that we're going to have a whole mix. We're still going to need short-term duration, and lithium ion will always play a part, but we're bringing on more exciting long-term duration energy storage potential. And there are many different companies from all over the world, but one that I'd like to highlight is ESS, which is a US-based manufacturing company that is really specializing in filling this market niche. And it's exciting when we compare it to lithium ion, is in the graphic in the lower right here, that we can see a lot of benefits. And first is operational flexibility. The long duration energy storage can be 4 to 12 hours versus the 4-hour maximum for lithium ion. Has a longer asset life. A lot of these systems have virtually unlimited cycles with no capacity loss versus to 5 to 7,000 cycles for lithium ion. A broader ambient operation temperature from much colder to much warmer, and excitingly, totally non-flammable and no explosion risk, because these are flow batteries that use a combination of iron, salt, and water electrolytes, which are also completely non-toxic. And this ability to have a more environmentally sound, less fire and accident risk technology that allows us to be able to store energy for much longer durations. And here's a great video from ESS to really highlight some of the exciting developments.
Renewable energy is key to our clean energy future, but the intermittent nature of renewables, like wind and solar, will require significant amounts of low-cost, long-duration energy storage to decarbonize and stabilize our electric grid. ESS is a U.S. manufacturer of low-cost, long-duration energy storage solutions that harness the power of renewables using Earth's most abundant and safe materials. Our safe and sustainable iron flow battery solutions, the Energy Warehouse and Energy Center, provide flexibility to meet the needs of customers, ranging from small commercial and industrial facilities up to large upscale projects. Both solutions support a wide range of applications, including time-shifting renewable energy use, ancillary grid services, smoothing the intermittency of renewables, supporting capacity needs, and resilience and energy security. These unique and innovative flow batteries rely on a mixture of iron and salt water to store energy for hours longer than traditional lithium-ion batteries. During the charging cycle, iron that is saturated in the saltwater electrolyte is deposited on the negative electrode and continues building a layer called plating. To discharge the battery, the polarity is reversed, and the iron dissolves back into the saltwater solution. By carefully managing this process, the iron flow battery is able to achieve a significantly longer battery life, 20,000 cycles or more, compared to 3,000 to 4,000 cycles for lithium ion batteries without degrading over time. Compared to other technologies, the ESS Energy Warehouse and Energy Center are cleaner, safer, more economical, and fully recyclable. And they're among the most flexible energy storage solutions available to support the energy transition. For commercial and industrial customers, the Energy Warehouse offers a containerized, fully integrated system that's fast and easy to transport, connect, and commission. The Energy Center, a larger, modular battery in a building, uses the same battery modules as the Energy Warehouse and is ideal for larger IPP and utility scale projects. It uniquely allows power and energy to be independently sized, enabling ESS to customize projects to optimally meet client needs at the lowest cost. ESS technology provides an industry-leading 10-year extended warranty backed by Munich RE, delivering the most bankable long-duration energy storage solution on the market, helping project developers, utilities, and owners to meet their project financing needs. Our clean energy future depends on widespread deployment of renewables and energy storage. ESS can help reach that future today.
So, looking at the huge potential for energy storage integration and the forecasted growth in these markets, we're pulling from S&P Global Market Intelligence to look at the existing operational as well as the planned projects that are coming along by state. And this is also a map showing geographically where these projects are landing. And we can see that Utah is already a market leader, coming in number 5 in the entire nation in planned energy storage resources. So Utah is perfectly positioned with an abundance of solar resource potential, and also is one of the market leaders in energy storage potential. That is another foundation to build on as we integrate agrivoltaic storage and EV microgrid projects. So we want to look at the use case and the economics of energy storage to see that it has a very broad application of the services that it can provide. And this comes from analysis by the Rocky Mountain Institute that really looked at all of the different sectors that energy storage can really provide value to. And it's broken up into 3 major categories. On the left in the orange is behind the meter or customer services that allowed for demand charge and time of use reduction, the ability to use PV for self-consumption and provide backup power for resiliency. On the right in the green is ISO and RTO services, which are arbitrage within markets, frequency regulation, voltage support, and be able to black start traditional generation sources. And then down at the bottom is utility scale services, where it can help defer distribution and transmission upgrades, help relieve transmission congestion relief, one of the critical areas of challenges that is identified within the Utah grid to be able to bring on more solar energy resources. So one thing it also clearly highlights is that the further downstream the battery-based energy storage systems are located, the more services that it can offer. So this perfectly matches up with the opportunity for farms and ranches to bring in agrivoltaic solar generation and to bring in distributed energy storage that can provide these critical grid services to a broad aspect of the grid challenges that are really local in how they're manifesting as we transition into the super grid. And continuing on, we can see energy storage business use cases. And just to highlight again, that there's a really broad application of what's available, from standalone storage, integration of hybrid solar and wind, for individual microgrids, and then to be able to upgrade and optimize existing assets of coal and natural gas plants. And this was an amazing energy storage webinar that was put on by the Utah Office of Energy Development in August of 2020. And this is 6 sessions. Each one of them are maybe an hour and a half to 2 hour longs that are very comprehensive, from an introduction and overview of energy storage, specifically the economics, looking at energy storage applications and case studies, how to finance them, policy development and regulation that needs to occur, and then how energy storage can critically create resiliency within our grid. And highly recommend anyone who's interested in getting a holistic understanding of all of these characteristics in the broader energy storage market, but specifically focused on how Utah is perfectly positioned to be a leader and an innovator within this space. So I want to look at a couple of examples here that really bring this home, and how Utah is already a leader in some of the most exciting and largest projects in all of the United States. And this is a Utah 600 apartment complex that is net zero and is the largest distributed resource microgrid and the country's largest virtual power plant. And that these lofts are far more than just residential apartment community. They have 12.6 megawatt hour of distributed solar on each of the buildings. And all of those 22 buildings contain the 600 apartments, but they approach the energy storage from a really innovative angle, which is rather than putting centralized energy storage within the facility, each of their individual apartments has its own energy storage within the unit. And they also have electric vehicle charging integrated for their electric vehicles. And this allows a much more efficient and decentralized approach of how we can build our communities, but also renovate existing communities to really take advantage of all of the benefits of distributed generation and storage potential. And there's a couple of links here to read about this exciting project, and then to look at the first utility scale battery storage facility in the state of Utah that happened in Panguitch. And this is such a critical project, not just because it's the first in Utah, because it really represents the opportunity for agrivoltaic generation and storage on the farms and ranches throughout rural Utah. So this happened on a 10-acre site. They're using 650 kilowatts of single access tracking system, and that's mirrored with a 1 megawatt of power capacity and a 5 megawatt hour energy storage system. That meant 1 megawatt of power is enough to supply 5 hours of backup energy to 250 homes. And we want to go into the details here because it really shows one of those amazing use cases of the value that energy storage co-located with generation can provide. So Panguitch, Utah benefits from 250 days of sunshine annually. The town of 1500 serves as a gateway to Bryce Canyon, and when tourist season hits in the summer, electrical surges follow. Because as all of these tourists are coming into the town and everyone turns on their air conditioners because it's so nice and hot in southern Utah, the amount of available power from the grid shrinks, and the people in the community and tourists experience everything from flickering lights to complete outages. So the solution is to have a solar and energy storage system that gives Rocky Mountain Power the ability to load shift, which gives extra security and peace of mind to the people within the community by allowing that peak consumption demand to be able to come from this the stored energy from the solar system. And what it really allowed was Rocky Mountain Power to defer needing to upgrade the transmission system to bring additional power from outside of the community, which required upgrades in the substations and the transmissions, to instead be able to satisfy that peak demand through locally produced solar and also provides energy security for the community year round. So this ability to eliminate the high cost of transmission upgrades is one of the greatest use cases that makes co-located storage and solar generation so economically viable and an elegant solution to these broader transition to the supergrid challenges that we face within the state and the United States in total. Thank you for taking the time to watch this section of the Utah Agrivoltaic Storage and EV Microgrid Market Intelligence Analysis. It's my prayer that you found a lot of really valuable knowledge and insights and hopefully inspiration about how you can participate in taking the great state of Utah and transforming it into more abundant, secure, and prosperous future for all Utahns, but how Utah is really a keystone state within the heart of the Rocky Mountains that has the opportunity to really integrate with this incredible 7-state regional market, and how Utah is an economic powerhouse and technological innovation hub can really inform that regional market, the broader United States and the world. And regardless of what channel you're finding this transmission, that you'd be inspired to watch all sections of this market intelligence analysis, which you can find at butterflypower.org. And we would be humbled and honored if you'd give it some love, a like, and share it, specifically with a farmer or a rancher or investors who are looking at investing their capital in ways to create a more regenerative future, or really anyone who's wanting to come and participate in this broad scale, bottom up, inside out transformation of our economy, our energy system, and our environment. And it's just a blessing to be here in this time and to participate in this great and good work. And we are the butterfly generation. It's time to rise and shine. Time to transform and fly.